So last night we saw Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier fight for the third time, and sadly the fight ended with Conor taking a step back and fracturing his leg. So the fight was very fast paced from the beginning, and near the end of the first round we saw Conor take a step back, and it looked like it started from him twisting his foot as he brought his weight back onto this leg, and because of this, as he brought the weight down, the rotational forces applied along the bones of the leg caused them both to fracture. The bones of the leg are called the tibia and fibula. The tibia is this larger bone here, and the thinner outer bone is called the fibula. From the pictures we've seen, the fracture appears to have been around here. We can't say for sure if both of the bones have been fractured because we haven't seen any official x-ray, but the fibula is thinner and more likely to fracture alongside the tibia when these kinds of forces are applied on them. It did seem earlier in the round that Conor did kick Dustin, and the contact point was in the location where he fractured his leg. So perhaps there could have been a microfracture from this point, and then it was the imbalanced step which kind of propagated the bones to fracture. There is another point here after he did do that kick where you can see he steps back onto his leg, and his leg in that region does seem to give away a little bit. It's very difficult to tell because we've zoomed in to this kind of part here, but it does seem like it may have already fractured slightly, and then it was the step back which caused the full fracture. Now the doctors came in, they placed a splint on his leg, and he was taken out on a stretcher. We didn't see any broken bones coming out of the skin, which I guess is a good thing as it reduces the risk of an infection developing in the area. It's hard to say how much pain Conor McGregor was in. It must have been extremely painful when it happened, and it also must have been a shock to him, but with the adrenaline from the fight, he seemed to have handled it well. He seemed okay during his post-fight interview, but likely they've put him on strong pain relief as soon as he was out of the arena. Surgery is probably going to happen as soon as possible, whereby a rod is going to be placed within the bones to help connect the broken segments together. This is to help the broken segments come together, align and fuse faster, so the rod stabilizes the fracture after surgery. And after an appropriate rest time, Conor should be able to walk, but his recovery time is at least going to be 8 to 12 months. Will this affect his MMA career? It's hard to say because we don't know the extent of the fracture and how successful his surgery is going to be. We're likely going to hear more over the next few days and we'll have a better idea as to what's happening. Other MMA fighters like Anderson Silva have had similar injuries and made a full recovery to fight again. And there's already talks from Dana that a fourth bout between Conor and Dustin is likely going to happen, so hopefully we do see him back and making a full recovery as soon as possible.